In November of 1922, a single step carved into stone changed the modern world forever. Beneath the blistering sands of Egypt's Valley of the Kings, archaeologist Howard Carter uncovered something no one had seen in over 3,000 years. A sealed doorway, an untouched royal tomb, and behind it, the boy king, Tutankhamun. Gold, jewels, chariots, thrones, masks of the gods themselves. It was the most spectacular discovery in archaeological history. But whispers began almost immediately. People said the tomb was protected by a curse. And the moment the seal was broken, death began to follow, one by one, slowly, then all at once. Coincidence or the revenge of a forgotten king? The first to die was the wealthiest man involved, Lord Carnarvon. He was young, healthy, powerful, until one mosquito bite on his cheek became infected. A fever followed, then paralysis, then death. And at the very moment he died, the lights of Cairo reportedly flickered out. A coincidence, of course. But then something even stranger happened. Carnarvon's beloved dog, hundreds of miles away in England, howled in the middle of the night and dropped dead at the exact same hour. That's not a myth. That is a documented account. Then came more. Another archaeologist on the team, dead. A radiologist who x-rayed the mummy, dead. A secretary, dead. A visitor who only stepped inside for a moment, dead. Within 10 years, at least 8 people directly connected to the tomb had died under unusual circumstances. The newspapers went wild. The curse of the boy king strikes again. But Carter, the man who opened the tomb, lived on for 17 more years, almost as if the curse wasn't random at all. Here's where it gets truly unsettling. Tutankhamun's tomb is tiny, barely large enough for a lesser noble, let alone a king of Egypt. The wall paintings were rushed, the corridors unfinished, the burial done in haste, which caused some Egyptologists to ask a forbidden question. Was this ever meant to be his tomb? Some believe it was originally prepared for someone else, a powerful royal figure erased from history. A queen, perhaps. A ruler whose name was dangerously removed from a very stone. Nefertiti. And if King Tut was buried in a tomb never intended for him, if sacred walls were sealed in a hurry, then ancient religious protections may have been violated, rituals skipped, prayers ignored, protections broken. To the ancient Egyptians, that wasn't a mistake. That was an invitation for chaos. Skeptics tried to dismiss the curse theory. They blamed bacteria, mold spores, toxic fungus sealed inside the tomb for thousands of years. Sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Except many of the dead never entered the burial chamber. Some only handled objects, some merely visited the site, and others only spoke about it publicly. Even more disturbing, studies showed no unusual mold levels that could explain the pattern of death. Which leaves us with one final, uncomfortable possibility. Whoever buried Tutankhamun may not have been protecting him, but they made very sure to protect what was buried with him. Tutankhamun was not a powerful king. He was a pawn, a boy placed on the throne after a dangerous heretical era. An era shaped by Akhenaten and possibly Nefertiti. His burial was not about his greatness. It was about repairing the world, restoring order, appeasing gods, sealing away a dangerous history. And perhaps anyone who tried to disturb that history paid the price. Not with a magical curse, but with the consequences of crossing the most sacred boundary of all. The dead were not meant to be touched. The stories were not meant to be told. And yet, here we are, still digging, still searching, still opening doors that were sealed for a reason. So was the curse of Tutankhamun a myth created by the media? A string of coincidences? Or the calculated revenge of a civilization that understood death far better than we ever will? Because one thing is certain: everyone who entered that tomb left with something. Some left with history. Others never left at all. Perhaps the real curse is curiosity. And now, a final thought before you go. Howard Carter stood before the sealed tomb and said one sentence history can never forget: "I see wonderful things." But what he didn't say is what he felt. Because sometimes the most dangerous things in this world don't attack you, they attach to you. A whispered idea, a shadow in your mind, a presence that follows unseen. And maybe that wasn't a curse at all. Maybe it was a message. Do not disturb what was laid to rest. So now, the question is yours. If you stood in front of a sealed tomb, lost for 3,000 years, would you open it? Comment one word below: open or leave. And for the next story, you decide what secret we unlock. 1. The curse behind the Sphinx. 2. Nefertiti, the erased Pharaoh. 3. The forbidden rituals of the Sun Temple. Type 1, 2 or 3 in the comments now, because the next door may not want to be opened. And once it is, some things can never be sealed again.